what do I end up doing at the end of 1 hour of consuming this content? Now, chances are what you'll primarily feel is like ashamed of yourself, but also really validated and a lot of like righteous anger. Yeah, things are hard. And and people don't understand and the world is going to shit and like, oh my God. That's how you're going to feel. But then the question is, do you actually get up and do something about it? Because the other problem with this content is it says that women are to blame and the world is to blame, which sort of is kind of weird because you can't fix that. So the problem with a lot of this content is that if you really pay attention to yourself, if you've been watching it for a day or a week or a month or a year, how many changes have you actually made in your life? Because what I found is that the more it induces shame, eventually maybe you'll buy a course, but I don't know that that's actually going to fix anything. But that shame will actually get in the way of you making progress in life. So I highly, highly recommend, seriously, just like unsubscribing from this stuff for a while. And the last thing to consider is just getting the hell off of dating apps. Now, I know dating apps are super convenient, and there's this idea that everyone is using them, but I don't know that people are using them successfully. So the other thing to really think about is that a lot of this like stuff that you feel comes fundamentally from the rejection of a dating app. And there may be some dating apps in which this is better, but I've seen plenty of horror stories from all of the dating apps, because there's still some evidence that up to 50% of people are using these dating apps to fulfill other psychological needs. So one simple example of this is sometimes you'll, match with people who are like really condescending and will like just unmatch you or tell you to go screw yourself and then unmatch you within like 3 minutes. And then it's like, what the hell? Why did you match me in the first place? People will like log on and they'll say, hey, matched. Hey, you're a loser. Screw you. You'll never get laid. And then they'll unmatch you. And you're like, why the hell did you match me in the first place? And that's because they're using the dating app to sort of like support or get some other kinds of emotional needs met. In this case, it's sort of feeling superior. So when I feel inferior, or like when other people crap on me and make me feel bad about myself, what I'm gonna do is find someone else who's lower than me to crap on to make myself feel better. This is like bully psychology 101. And so really just get the hell off of dating apps. And the more that you're on dating apps, you really got to be careful because like there may be sort of a 1 to 20 ratio of like your chances of success of finding like a partner who will like actually be interested in you. And then that's just a chance. Like that 1 out of 20 people may actually be interested in you. And then like that could fall apart. So things are super lopsided and they really, really reinforce this cognitive bias and shame. And then you may be wondering, but Dr. K, you're just telling me to get the hell off of dating apps and unsubscribe from content. Oh my God, how am I supposed to exist on the internet? Because that's what everyone's doing. That's not what everyone's doing. That's what everyone who isn't in a healthy relationship is doing. So thankfully, there's like this counter swing that's going on in our society with things like meetup groups or like board game cafes. We're starting to see the emergence of third spaces. Discord is exploding in popularity. And why is that? It's because the existing stuff out there sucks. And some people have figured out that, oh crap, the internet is toxic. And even though it's hard, I have to start like engaging with people in the real world. And the problem is that once people like make that shift, they don't return to the internet and they don't make content about like dating, right? They're too busy out there dating, living their lives, getting married, having kids, which just reinforces the cognitive bias of the internet. And so I know it's really tricky, but these are the 3 things that you really have to do. Work on your confidence. And we have a whole resource pack on confidence and kind of how to do that because it's a complicated and long-term process. Second thing to really think about is really like unsubscribe from some of that content. And the main thing there is really ask yourself and pay attention to the more of this stuff that I watch, what does it inspire me to do? Because for most of y'all, there's a decent chance that all it inspires you to do is watch more of that content and sit around on your ass or get distracted by video games or whatever else or jerk off. And the third thing is really stop using dating apps or at least take a break for them and try to work on meeting people in other ways. Now that's really hard because dating apps are so damn convenient. But just because it's convenient doesn't mean it doesn't suck, right? Like gum on the bottom of chairs and desks is conveniently accessible and free. That doesn't mean you should be eating it. And the same thing applies to dating apps. So at the end of the day, I think that if you feel like you're a low-value male, you can absolutely stop being a low-value male, and that will improve your chances of success. but it doesn't mean that you need to buy all this BS about becoming a high value male.